right, hello guys. This is Aaron here. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Stay Blessed and Speak Easy podcast. For those of you who don't know, my partner and I, Sabrina, started this podcast a month ago, and our first video was like an introductory video, and at the end of that we asked our subscribers and listeners what type of topics we should talk about, and one of the first things that was recommended was forgiveness. A heavy hitter early on out the gate. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad at it. I will say this is probably my part one on forgiveness because there is way too much I could say, and I'm trying to make this quick, okay? So I gave myself a goal of recording and releasing a video at least once a month, the first of every month. And at the last second, September 1st came around, I shot a video at like 11 o'clock in the morning and went on about my day. It's October 1st, my birthday is tomorrow, yay me. It's my last day of being 27. And it is about 7 p.m. and I'm just now getting around to making this video. Granted, I had all the time in the world this past week, especially because I was by myself in my apartment the past week. My roommates were on a vacation, and every day that I could have made this video, I was just like, no, I'll do it another day. And that habit right there is one of the biggest things I have to forgive myself for. But anywho, I did write notes a couple weeks ago about what I could talk about on forgiveness. So I'm just going to touch on these notes, and if anything comes off the dome, that's what I'll say. But forgiveness is not an easy thing to deal with, so there will more than likely be more than one video on this. For me at least. I don't know about Sabrina, but I got a lot to say about forgiveness. One of the first things that comes to mind is forgiving my parents, and I know a lot of us have this battle that we have to deal with. I'll start with parents aren't perfect, and most children idolize their parents and they're just like perfect in their eyes, and then you get older and you realize that they're human and they make mistakes, and you're just like, you're a terrible person. But it's just like, they're human and they were winging it just like I would be winging it if I had kids right now. I would totally not know what I would be doing. So I'll start with my parents, and I just wrote down a few things that it's easy to blame them for. Initially, if I'm gonna like remove myself from the equation, I can blame my parents for a lot of things that I lack as a person. Mom, Dad, if you ever watch this, sorry, not sorry, it is what it is. I have lack of accountability, bad communication, lack of affection, sweeping things under the rug that are like important, major, life-changing events is just like, let's be happy, things like that. Passive aggressiveness, stubbornness, I'm hard-headed, I got a haircut. But yeah, this head of mine is hard and I am very stubborn, and both of my parents are like that, so I am a product of them. Poor financial literacy. My mom is all right, but my dad, and one of the biggest things that me and my sister complained about was not enough emotional awareness or support. Like, my parents they were there for us. They held us down. I didn't want for anything as a child. I wasn't poor. I grew up pretty much upper middle class. I went to magnet schools. We went on vacations. I played basketball. Like, I did things in my childhood. My parents were there, but they just weren't there in the best ways that I personally would have needed. So it's easy for me to just be like, well, I lack these qualities because my parents didn't give them to me. But after a certain age, you just have to like take accountability for your own self and just like, okay, Yes, I didn't have these tools then, but now I'm grown, I'm more educated, I have knowledge on these types of things. I got a degree in this, basically. So I have to take responsibility for the things that I'm lacking in my personality. And if I want to elevate as a person, I have to hold myself accountable. Speaking of accountability, quick sidebar, shout outs to my support system for holding me accountable to this goal, because baby, I would have been like, tomorrow's my birthday, I'll give myself a little bit of grace, I won't do this video, I'm like not pressed to do it, like I'll do it, but I'm not gonna do it. And I was sitting there watching a movie with Sabrina and her sister Sam, and Sam paused the movie and was just like, how about we not finish this until you do your podcast? And I was just like, you gonna do that to me? But like, thank you, because that's what I should be doing. But also like, I was watching that. So here I am on the bathroom floor talking with a dead phone. My phone is probably on like 8%. We'll have to check that occasionally. Maybe I should just plug it in now so it doesn't die. Yeah, bear with me. Never gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna fuck up my charger a little bit. Excuse my French. Whatever. I curse. It is what it is. All right, we'll just. Dang, I gotta. All right, boom. Okay, so yeah. But I don't want to spend this whole time talking about my parents, because again, at the end of the day, it falls on me to pick up whatever they were lacking. Like, I love my parents. I don't hold them completely responsible anymore for the gaps in my personality. It would have been nice, but it's not completely your fault. So all up here. Speaking of accountability, again, if I'm really gonna talk about forgiveness, the biggest person I have to forgive is my own self. And I'm still working on this. Very much step 1, maybe 2 into this process. Forgiving myself for all the times that I didn't speak, because I'm a shy person. For those who know me, know that I'm not shy, but that's because they know me. Around strangers, I don't speak. I will observe, I will watch you, I will pay attention and see how you move, and I will act accordingly. But there are many times that I've been in a room and questions have been asked, and I'll have an answer, but I will wait for somebody else to say something, or I just won't say anything, because like, what if what I have to say is stupid, even though I'm not stupid, but it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna be quiet. And I also have a bad habit of, I'm such a people pleaser that I feel like I morph parts of my personality to fit around the people that I'm with. So an example would be, if I'm doing a project with somebody and they're not as smart as I am, I won't overshine my intelligence. Like, I'll dim myself, shrink myself to a point where we're almost on the same plane, even though I could be up here and they could be down here. I'm not trying to like hold that above people's heads. I don't want to seem arrogant, cocky, into myself, full of it. Well, I mean, into myself is not a bad thing, but like, I don't want to be full of like, I don't want to be an airhead and just like, oh, well, I know this and I know that and you stupid, so let me tell you how to do this. Like, no, I kind of want people to figure things out for themselves. But there were many times where I should have spoken and I didn't. So I need to work on forgiving myself for that. One of another big things is expecting too much from others and not enough from myself. This ties into shrinking myself and dimming my own light to make others feel comfortable. I am growing out of that mindset and that era of me. So yeah, for those who were around me and thought I was switching up, watch out, I'm still switching up. Yeah. What else do I have? I made a bunch of mistakes in my life. All I say are growing pains now, but my lack of communication and lack of reparative conversations after conflict is the reason why I lost many friends in life. And it hurts because there were some really solid people that I was just like, yeah, they're gonna be in my life forever, and now we do not talk. I'm just like, that hurts. Like, I'll say, we still follow each other on social media, and I'll just be like, dang, imagine if I was a part of this, or dang, how would I fit into the situation? Like, it's hard to see yourself there when you're not there, but back then, I would have been like, I couldn't have imagined life any other way. But things happen, things change, and you gotta keep moving. What else? One of the biggest things that I had to forgive myself for is assuming that there would be a next time. And this is in regards to my aunt. So I have an aunt who is my father's fraternal twin. Her name is Iris. We called her Auntie Sister. She passed away from breast cancer in 2010, June 23rd of 2010. So it's been 13 years now. Time flies. When she got sick, like I stated before, I wasn't an affectionate person. I'm still not an overly affectionate person. Physical touch is my last love language. I gotta really like you to even want to hug you. So my family is pretty much like that as well, on my dad's side at least, because I grew up with my dad's side, my mom's side, way over there. Love them, don't know them. So yeah, but my dad's side of the family, we are not affectionate people. Like, we just know what's up. We look at each other like, yeah, you know I love you, but we don't ever say it to each other. We don't really hug each other. I mean, I'll hug my aunts and stuff. Not all of them, but some of them, because like, hey, how you doing? But it's just like, yeah, no, you stay over there, I'm over here, what's up? I'll give you a head nod, like, what's up? But when my aunt got sick 13 years ago, and she was more frequent in the hospital, it became a thing for me to give her a kiss on the forehead while leaving. And the last day that I ever saw her, June 19th, 2010, never forget. I was like, I was a little irritable that day because I was hungry. We'd been there for some hours. It was a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was a Saturday, and we were going to go get food. It was time to go, and I got to the doorway, and I turned around, and I was like, oh no, I didn't give her a kiss on the forehead. And I was like, I'll do it the next time I see her. She passed away 4 days later. And because she was taking a turn for the worse at that point, I didn't see her again. So the last time that I saw her was the last time that I saw her. You know, hindsight is 20/20. If I could go back and be like, you know what, I don't know if there will be a next time, but who wants to think like that? But you gotta think like that. I didn't want to think like that. I was a kid. I was 13 years old. I didn't want to think about, oh, I don't know if I'll never see her again, so let me go over there right now. I was just like, nah, I'll see her in a few days. Like, she'll get a kiss from me another day. The lesson I learned from that, life is short and tomorrow is not promised. And that really stayed with me for many, many years. I was just like, damn, I had opportunity and I didn't move. So now I try to keep that in mind, even though it's hard. I try to keep that in mind going forward with the things that I do even today. It's just like, you never know what can happen. I've been in 2 car accidents where both times the tow truck driver looked at my car and looked at me and was just like, you walked away with no scratches? Twice. Yeah. I could have been gone. I mentioned in the first podcast that I had a cousin that I started a podcast with years ago, and we never finished because he died in a car accident, and that very easily could have been me. Like, I could have been the one that was gone from a car accident, just like that. So, in a different podcast that I listened to, I don't remember who it was. It was I think it was with One Porterhouse Church for Sarah Jake Roberts and her husband. one of them podcasts. They said procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you time tomorrow to do what he called you to do today. And I was just like, oh my God. When I first heard that, it slapped me in the face. I was like, I'm arrogant. God forgive me. Like, I'm really over here assuming that you're gonna wake me up tomorrow and I'm gonna do what I should have done today. Like, but I could not wake up tomorrow. And that's the reality of life. Every day you should live it as if it's your last, because you really never know what could happen out here. People are crazy. This world is crazy. Be safe. Side note, be safe. But yeah, I went through most of my notes. It's been about 15 minutes. I can't hold you. It's my birthday eve, and I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm tired. I want to lay down. I have a lot more to say about forgiveness, especially regarding certain family members that I need to forgive, that I just have not for various reasons. But it's such a heavy topic, and there's so many things under the forgiveness umbrella. And I'm just like, I could talk about forgiveness for 2 hours with somebody. We could start here and go here and go here and go here and go here. Like, I'll probably get a little more raw, a little more vulnerable, and specific in my next forgiveness video, which could be next week, next month, a few months from now. I really don't know. There are other things I want to talk about. There's a lot of things that I can and will talk about, but forgiveness is not an easy thing. But I will say, before I wrap it up for my little self today, whenever you're forgiving somebody, I know most people have heard this, forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for yourself. Because when you don't forgive them, you give them power in your life, and they have influence over your decisions and your actions. And who wants to live like that? The only person that should be influencing my decision is Jesus, okay? And, my own health, whatever. But like, me not moving a certain way because I never forgave this person who did this to me X amount of years ago, that shit is whack. It's whack. Like, being that type of person just leaves you bitter and resentful and just cynical, hateful towards the world and towards people. You close yourself off and just cast everybody out. And I don't want to be like that. So I'm gonna get uncomfortable. That's the point where these types of things that are not easy flow out easy, which is why I added the speak easy portion of the name to this podcast. But yeah, thank you for listening. I'm gonna go lay down now. My birthday is in a few hours, and I would like to be well rested before I have to go to work. I'm regretting not putting in a PTO day for tomorrow. I have to forgive myself for that. But future Aaron was just like, you might need that day for something more important. Like, you can work on your birthday. It's really not that deep. Also, I'm off next Monday because of Indigenous Peoples Day, formerly known as Columbus Day. So I'll be off on Monday anyway. It's a 3-day weekend. Yay me. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna wrap it up for now. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, share. Give me other topics that you want to talk about. Comment, all of that good stuff. I'm still getting used to this whole social media thing, so all of the things that people shout out at the end of videos, yeah, but you know what it is. Stay blessed, speak easy. Oh.